Welcome to my mobile home life. In this video, I would like to show y'all a little transformation I'm just going to do in under the porch of pulling weeds and just getting a little cleaned up outside. And now I've had a few suggestions about this. My son's room, somebody asked what to do about his name, my husband, which if you're new to the video, I will say my husband passed away. So he passed away on Christmas Eve due to a cardiac arrest. And so anyway, my husband had made a name, my son's name, his name's Caleb, my son is. And he had made his name, so it's something special that I wanted to keep. I had a few suggestions for some of my subscribers here. And anyway, at the end of this video, I want to show y'all what I'm going to do and what I had decided to do about Caleb's name. And then the next video after this is also going to be painting. But by the end of the video, we're going to talk about Caleb's name and what we're going to do about it. And so anyway, join me for a little yard cleanup, little name showing, and anyway, join me for my mobile home life. All right, everyone, now you can maybe see what I'm actually doing. So I'm just pulling some things out, just making a little transformation here. And usually I dump this bucket back in the field back there. And somebody threw that down. Oh, I know what that is. Here, I'll put it over there for now, but I'll move it. So yeah, I kind of like to get things, like this cleaned out. I got the bucket here and get all the edging. And it's been so hot. I've avoided doing this. Do you ever get like that? Let me kind of know in the comments. I may not get all this picked up today, but I wanted to start it. And, bring y'all along with me. Because I'm a perfectionist. When I get something done, I want it done right. There we go. And so sometimes it takes me a few minutes. Because, like I said, I want all the little stuff. As you can see, anything growing between leaves, as much as I can get for the little details. And I may come back tomorrow, maybe do another little video of just working on here. This is kind of, I guess I would more call it piddling working right now. And so, yeah. So let's get under these stairs just a little bit better. Let me turn that just a little for y'all. And look at there. Weed eater twine. As you can see, got mixed up with. I'll put it right over there because I want to take that in and throw it in the trash can. I'm not one to like to pollute. So I use my trash can and try to clean up anything I might see out of the yard. I mean, I know sometimes that, of course, like this is biodegradable or burnable. The stuff like this that's in the bucket. And I'm putting it in the bucket. But anything like that weed eater line that, had got pulled off or whatever, how it got out here. And there, look at there, see? More of that stuff. And now I'm throwing it right all together because I'm going to take it in my trash can and throw it away. Excuse me. I get a little choked up easy. I have a lung infection, and anyway, just going through stuff like this does affect it, but you still got to do work around the house, y'all. And I'm letting y'all join me. So I'm just starting here around the porch. And right now, I'm cooking a dessert for me and my son. My son wanted tombstone pizza. He likes pepperoni. And I'll show y'all what I'm cooking after it gets done. I've done put it in the oven, but it's a cookie brownie. I can move over just a little. And anyway, it's a cookie brownie, and it looked really good. I bought it at the store. It's a box mixed, Betty Crocker, I think. And I put all the ingredients. I decided not to do that on YouTube. I mean, we only do so much here. So, yeah. And I want to get that cookie dough mixed up. And just thought I'd chit chat with y'all while I'm doing this. But I mixed up some of that cookie dough and got it okay, I'm gonna turn my bucket. I'm gonna move y'all just a little so that way y'all can get a little closer to what I'm doing. I'm picking up these little pieces, put them in the bucket. Just any little thing I can find. This is actually, to me, this is very soothing. But it's a brownie cookie dough. So it's got brownie on the bottom and then cookie on top. I'll show it to you when it gets done. Again, I just put it in the oven just now, so I thought I'd come out here and work for a few minutes while that's cooking. And then I'll stop and go check on it and see if it's done. I'll show y'all my finished product. These are little bitty, see them? The little bitty clover-like looking. This is a 3-leaf clover. Well, actually, that's got 4 leaves on it. 1, 2, 3. See that? Look here, everyone. This right here is soothing me. I love working outside on a pretty day like today. So see the 4 leaves? So there's 3. And the 4th is under there. Maybe today will be my lucky day, everybody. And so anyway, I found a 4-leaf clover, yay. I find this soothing. I enjoy just getting out here and work on my hands and stuff. Get out and work in the yard. But the heat, it's hard for me to do it. Of course, again, I just said I have a lung infection. And now I'm gonna pull y'all back a little bit closer in. So watch out. Oh, hi everybody. Okay, I'm pulling because I'm gonna get up in here. And that way y'all can watch me. Push the stuff in the bucket down. Okay. Got the little bucket here. Hopefully we won't see a snake. See, it don't take long. And, oh, this is a plug. I have to plug it up. That's my waterfall. Oh, shoot. We're going to go move over. And I'm going to pause this video because we'll show you right now why. And as long as he doesn't move. See that big spider right there? Let's find something to remove him. So, hang on, y'all. See him, y'all? Right over there. I had to get back far away. I'm doing a close-up. So I had to get back far away for my safety. But he's huge. So I've got some spider spray in the house. And I'm going to make some use of that. So before, it'll take me a minute to get over it. So then I'll try to get back to at least picking some more of that. And so yeah, just kind of look, see how big that sucker is. He is huge. I do not know if he's venomous. He's in the middle of a web. He's scary. And that's one thing I do not like. They are not my friends. Spiders are not. So y'all get to see this as first as I do, okay? And while I wait on the cookies, I'm kind of getting a little low here. So y'all can see me a little bit. But I want y'all to see the first experience of the cookie brownies made by me. I'm not a bad chef, y'all. And so anyway, yeah, y'all join me for the cookie brownie. And we're going to do more stuff, y'all. This is not a boring video about cookies and brownies. So don't think it's that boring. I just wanted to show you what I was doing tonight. What's today's date?
I don't know.
Why I can't ask? I'm on the phone. Well, it's Monday.
Hi, Bexby.
Caleb's checking for me.
What's today's date?
Today is Monday, August 25th.
August the 25th on a Monday. Here comes it. Whoop. A little heat there. Okay. I accidentally put this on my cookie. But anyway, I'm baking pizza tonight anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Can I see it?
It'll cool off. But here we go. Let me show it to the viewers. So watch out. Don't touch. Hot. Look at there. How's that look? Not bad.
You touched it.
Barely.
Don't.
See? And it's still got to cool. So I'm just going to set it back over here. That looks so good, y'all. Caleb, you can come over here and sit just a second. Be right. All right, everyone, I'm back. You know, when I said in the beginning of this video, this is a soothing video, and it is. But after seeing that spider, I'm not sure how much I'm soothed right now. I'm kind of a little bit nervous, agitated. I still know this. I know it's still got tongue twisted. I still know this needs to be done, and I still think we need to do it. But yes, that was kind of spooky. And the best way is to hand pick. You see, it pulls right up. So the best way is to kind of hand pick it, but still I'm a little nervous about Mr. Charlotte there, I see. Got this little piece over here. So, yeah. Which the spider was way over in this direction, way over that way. So, I might as well just get this little area at least. And again, while you're joining me for this video, here in a short, I'm going to show you what I decided to do about my son's name plaque. And you'll see what I'm talking about here later in the video, after I get done with this. And I want to thank each and every one of you that sent suggestions in, because I think a lot of them was great ideas that what you recommended. Let me move a little closer there to this. Pull the bucket over this way. Oh, that's got a little stalk to it. I may have to get a little help on this one from a more stronger person I am. If you hear anything thumping, it's my son. He's playing inside. So, just letting y'all know if you hear like a thumping sound. He's playing with Teddy. They run together like that sometimes. So, anyway. Yeah. Well, we run out in nature out here. Like that spider. That, of course, for me, it scares me. I don't know about y'all. Leave in the comments, are y'all scared of spiders? Because I am. If you didn't notice during the video, making of this video. I'll remember the making of this video. And remember that spider, because I do have him on video. I've got 2 walls painted in my son's room. I do want to let everybody know why I'm doing this. What I would like to see out of the future of my channel. Yeah, honey. Caleb said, Mom. All right, but anyway, while I'm picking this, I just want to share a little bit what I would like to for the future of my channel. I'm starting to get a lot of new subscribers lately, and I want to thank each and every one of you. All my new subscribers, I welcome you. I consider everybody as my friend on my channel. I gotta scoot down a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna scoot y'all a little bit too. And so I've had a lot of new friends, subscribers. And so, yeah. Look there, that's got a little root to it. Do you see that? Doesn't it feel nice, too, when you clean your own land? When you do it yourself, when you can do jobs yourself? Of course, there's jobs out there around my home I can't do. And my home has to have a lot of work done to it. I'm going to scoot down and scoot everything down a little bit more again. Just wanted to tell y'all what I was doing before I did it. But isn't it nice just to be the one to fix your land and stuff? To know you're doing it yourself and taking care of your own property to make it look good. Well, look at that root. It's a big one too. Should have done this sooner. But it's been so hot. If you don't live here in Kentucky, we've had a lot of hot weather. And I'm sure a lot of y'all have too. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I gotta scoot myself over a little more. Oh. Oh. That got me a little bit. Got my fingers. But yeah, to me, it makes me feel good to take care of my property. To be the one that does it. To be the one in control of it. Okay, let me get y'all a little bit down this way too. So y'all can see what I'm doing. Now this is the farthest I'm gonna go to, because that spider spray's over there. And I don't want to get it all over me right now. I'll do that part in the next day or two. So, hang on. But what I was saying, it just makes you feel good to know you're taking care of your own property. To get out here and have your property like you kind of want to, like you want it. Tonight, I'm not sure if I'll get any more painting done tonight. I might try. Me and my son's going to sit back too and watch a movie after I finish this video completely. I'm going to go ahead and post it tonight. So, I just kind of want to get on here and share it with y'all. I do want to tell everyone that Sorry, I focused my mind too on picking up some of this stuff. To get out of the bucket. When I focus, sometimes I quit talking. So I apologize for that. But what I was saying, you know, I wanted to be able to share with everybody that, you know, what I'm doing here. I want everybody to know women can do this stuff. You know, I had a spouse that died. I guess I'm considered a little young for losing a spouse. Here, let me move this a little bit and I'll tell you, finish. I'm a little, I guess, considered young to lose a spouse since I just turned 52. It was after Michael passed away. When I turned 52, so I was 51 when he passed. And, you know, do I really see myself remarrying in the future? No, I don't. I loved him. I ain't going to necessarily say I wouldn't get remarried, but I sure ain't never met the man yet. I'm not one to trade men like shoes or socks like I've seen, you know, a lot of people, women, men, whatever included. They're gone from their spouse is gone, or whether if it's, you know, widowed or divorced or whatever, and next thing you know, you hear them talking about the man. I wasn't made like that. So, you know, my goal was to take care of my son, take care of myself, kind of learn who I am. You know, for several years I've learned, you know, it's like this. You know who you and your spouse is. And whether it's being widowed or you get a divorce or whatever happens, and you split up from that spouse, you've got to learn who you are. And that's my point of right now. I'm trying to learn who I am. You know, I'm trying to pay some bills off that's got me messed up. And it's not, I've heard people talk about it here, medical bills. It's not medical bills, it's all credit card bills. But it's where I got sick and couldn't work no longer. Couldn't do nothing. At that time, I was door dashing, and I was keeping up all the bills and juggling them. But when I got sick, you know, it's like this. In this hand, oh, let me pick up something. It make it look better. We'll do a rock. In this hand, you got overlay. You're trying to survive over. I had a surgery, is what it was, and I had my lungs cleaned out, and it deflated the lungs. So that even put me off longer. It was just supposed to be an in and out of patient thing. And I had been very sick prior to this. To the point my lungs are so clogged up, the lung doctor even told my husband, how is she breathing? So, and that's where people thought it was medical bill situation. Okay? Now, you have another set of rocks. Is, of course, you know, these are your bills, priorities you got to do. What's more concerning? These bills, priorities, or your health and heal? Or you could die. Possibility, who knows? They did not give me good reports at that moment. But I could not work because when I had the surgery over here to clean out my lungs, which the doctor said my lungs is completely clogged up. He told my husband, I don't even know how she breathes right now, before we unclogged her lung. He said she shouldn't even been breathing. He said she's very lucky. I heard that twice. When I had my heart attack too, I heard that. So I must be here for a purpose. Maybe it's to talk to somebody today. I don't know. Maybe it's 100 videos from now. I don't know. So subscribe. What I may say may be something for you. Who knows? I really don't. I trust in God knows. He's my Savior. I believe in God. And if you don't, that's okay too, because, you know, I love everybody. No matter what your faith or whatever it is, I love everyone. But anyway, this is my health. This is credit card bills. What am I going to take care of first? Credit card bills gone. Kim's taking care of health first. But then that put me behind where I couldn't pay them. and I'm getting sued right now. So they're not past medical bills. I do want to explain that. And so I know they could have done it while I had a husband and help and all that, but anyway. And to explain it all, I've got my Jeeps up for sale right now. And I've asked him $5,000 for it, but it does need a battery. For some reason the battery went down because after I bought my new car, which I make payments, it's a brand new car. I bought some that was cheaper on gas and that had air conditioning in it. With my lungs, I need that air conditioning. My Jeep, I drove my Jeep, was driving it all the time. And it had no air conditioning. I took out the windows in it and all that, you know. It's a Jeep. But when I got my new car and finally had air conditioning where I could breathe, it's summertime. I have a lung infection. I have a hard time breathing sometimes. And so buying that car, I really thought this was a major decision. We need air conditioning. And the car is cheaper on gas, so I bought this car, 2025 off Carvana. It's a brand new car, got a great deal on it. I can afford the payments, yes. And I had been thinking about, I was going to sell for sure my Camaro, and I thought about keeping the Jeep. But right now at this moment, I'm trying to come up, okay, and I don't want to get into my bills too much. But right now I've got $3,000. Somebody's getting ready to sue. Two people's getting ready to sue me for old credit card debts. And, I believe, it does say in the Bible we can wipe our debts with bankruptcy and things like that. But I also believe in paying debts because I want a good credit score, same as anybody else. So anyway, that's that story. I want to clear up that if anybody's hearing this, my backstory. So I decided to be an adult, and my Jeeps probably will sell quicker. And let me explain why. Okay, it's a Jeep. Everybody wants a Jeep. I put it down, $5,000. That's a reasonable price. It's a four-wheel drive. A lot of people like four-wheel drives. I loved it myself. And again, I would keep the Jeep over even the Camaro just to have for winter, for what I consider a fun car. But anyway, I put my big girl pants on and I decided to put the Jeep up for sale. And again, my ex-husband was nice enough to come out here and help me, and he said he tried to jump it off. He said the battery's dead. He said, you got to get a new battery. So I put it on Marketplace, and I was like, all right, let me try to get, I'll put $5,000, tell him to bring a top post battery. Man comes out here, looks at it, says he's completely interested in it. And my ad says, you have to bring a battery. The battery's bad. I cannot afford one right now. Well, the man gets here, and funny thing, they're sweet people too. Don't get me wrong, sweet people. I love talking with them. But the guy only brought jumper cables. They're like a battery jump it cables. And I said, sir, I did say in the ad, I tried to put it a very nice way. I don't think it's going to crank like that. I said, my ex-husband come out of here and tried for me. And he told me it needs a battery. And the man even agreed after he tried to jump it off with a jump box cable, whatever it's called. But I put that in my ad, and anyway, the man looks at me, of course, it wouldn't crank. And again, I had mentioned why it wouldn't crank. Because it needs a battery. And today, I don't have the money to buy one, or that, at that time. Well, I don't get paid again until Thursday, or Wednesday. And come Wednesday, I want to go and buy a battery for the Jeep. Because the man said, well, if I knew it run, I would probably went ahead and bought it. And I'm like, great. That would have got that $3,000 off my back. Plus I have 2 or 3 more bills I am going to focus on paying before it gets that far. And, I've got in my head, I've got goals and things to do. Hang on, let me move this camera just a little. So, I mean, I've got a plan in my head of what to do. And even selling a car I wanted to keep. Here, I'll move that rock. They're not no big spot. I just seen some big rock and thought it's nice little decoratable under here. But anyway, you know, I thought that was an option, but just it's the way the guy put it. And I mean, they was sweet people. Couldn't ask for no kinder people sit and talk to that day. But he didn't bring a battery, and the ad said it needs a battery. And he even said, he's like, well, if I could hear it run, I would buy it. And then he's like, well, I don't want to buy a battery and it not running. And if it didn't run, and I'm like, okay, so I guess I would have sold it by the way the guy was talking. He wanted to buy it if I'd have had a battery. Cheapest battery I can find brand new was, and I asked all of my male relatives, you know, and stuff. I'm like, does any of y'all have a battery I could at least borrow to crank it up so anybody could hear it? No, we ain't got one. We ain't got one. So anyway, that's the story behind it. So yes, my Jeep is up for sale right now, and it's enough to help me out and to cover things. I'll still owe a little bit more on bills, but I've got a plan once those two, plus I can pay another bill off when I get out of the Jeep. So anyway, I get paid come Wednesday. I'm going to go buy a battery, re-put the Jeep on Marketplace, and of course it's going to be in a working vehicle now, you know. I mean, it works. It's just, you know, I can't show you because the battery's bad. Somebody on here even asked me, your Camaro and Jeep's battery's bad. Yes, both of them's batteries went down. I can't swear 100%. The Camaro was parked in December, a week before, and I'll explain that story. A week before my husband died, the Camaro's brakes went out. Me and my husband was driving it, and he heard that, you know how brake sounds rub when, you know, they're going out. Well, my husband told me, he said, I think it's best if we just park it. It's wintertime. He said, I'll do it a couple of weeks. We'll get it back going. But he said, just in case, you know, let's have the Jeep. You know, it was coming Christmas. We didn't have the extra money at that moment. And he said, well, I'll just fix the brakes in 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm like, well, you know, that's fine. You know, I agree completely with him. He was right. You know, it's wintertime, and, you know, priority would be the Jeep. It's 4-wheel drive. Let's make sure to, you know, and nothing was wrong with the Jeep. So we just jumped in it and started driving, and he said, I'll fix it in 2 or 3 weeks when Christmas is behind us. And I'm like, Michael, that's great. You know, they'll be fine. I didn't see a harm in that. Of course, me nor Michael knew. About a week or so after the Jeep the Camaro, the brakes was rubbing, and the rotors is fine. I did not want to touch the Camaro just because I didn't want nothing else to mess up with it. You know, it costs more money. So anyway, as we all know, Michael died about Christmas Eve, about a week or somewhere around a week, when we found out the brakes needed to be on the Camaro. Now, I'm no mechanic. Michael was all that. And anyway, so I kept the Jeep up for the winter, you know, kept it going, made it my priority. Of course, I've got insurance on all my cars. And yeah, I don't need to have them on all of them because I need to save the money. Hang on. But yeah, I mean, you know, I could save the money. And once I sell it, you know, they'll even help me save a little bit more money because, you know, I won't have to have insurance on all vehicles then when they're sold. But guess where it was sitting, though, the Camaro, since December. Went out there and tried to crank. It did crank. Somebody had to jump it off. I don't know about now. It could just need to be burnt down the road, you know, after it's ran. And I will tell y'all, this is my 4th Camaro I've ever had. Most of the rest of them was in the 1980 area. And so anyway, my point, I love Camaros. But after I got the new model, I didn't care for it as much as I did the 80 models. So anyway, so that's the reason in my heart, I just decided it was a bigger vehicle. Oh, that's a stock. Look at there, one stock coming up. I don't know if I can pull it. I doubt. Ooh, and it's sticky. Got me a little bit on the finger. I'm gonna leave that and get some kind of. I've got a saw in the house. I may do that on another time. I'll get around it here. And maybe a part of a rose bush I had. It's awful sticky stalk. But there ain't no roses, of course. I only have one rose bush now. I had a bunch of cats to take care of my rose bushes for me. They was my father's cats. My dad had a heart for animals. And these was animals that was strays. They came up to his house. They was feral cats. They would hurt you. And Daddy fed them. And I'm a kind-hearted person about animals too. And I told Daddy I would continue feeding his cats. He was worried about them when he was dying, and he was still able to talk. And I said, well, Daddy, I'll do whatever I can to help out with these cats. And so he thought that was good, and he appreciated it and things. And so anyway, he told I told Daddy, I said, well, I'll get them fed and all that. And there was about 9 or 11 total. Now we're talking about all feral cats. I brought them here to this porch. Now, under here, like in front of us right now, all the way down to the end of the house, I had rose bushes. Up in here, I had rose bushes. They kind of went around at that time. Those cats only stayed on my porch, and they urinated on everything. So anyway, of course, being wildcats, and I'll tell you right now, when I would put the food down, I had a big old bowls of food, 2 of them, because there was so many. And I'd feed them cat food, scraps, anything we had. I even think would cook those cats macaroni just to try to get them fed. They acted starved. They was huge cats too. And anyway, it got to the point they wanted that food so bad. And now I'd be feeding these cats 3 and 4 times a day. And I started to put the food down, and some of them started coming up and just clawing me. Blood was everywhere on both of my arms. And so anyway, I did have to break one promise to my daddy and have the cats got rid of away from here. We had no more cats after that. But they had killed all my rose bushes. And I tried. There wasn't nothing else I could do. But I couldn't let them hurt me, nor if they'd hurt me like that, they could, eventually hurt my son like that. Or my kids or grandkids or something to come over here. And they worried me very bad, those cats did. And so anyway, I'm just like, they gotta go, we've got to have them got rid of away from here. And they're dangerous. They was beautiful cats and I liked them. And I know my daddy cherished them too. And I hated that I had to break a promise to my dad. But of course, you can't have animals hurting them. We can't have animals that's going to hurt us living here. And I'm sure you couldn't at your home too. Maybe you could have made a better decision than I did, but anyway, that was that story. But anyway, on the Camaro, I think I got a little bit off again. I sometimes do that, and I apologize. But anyway, the Camaro, a lot of people's like, well, that's weird. both of those vehicles need a battery.
Almost like I'm making it up.
And I'm like, you know, it turned out coincidental. Yes, they both need a battery. Well, possibly the Camaro needs a battery. Again, once it's jumped off and somebody puts the brakes on it, so I want to have the brakes done first on it. And I need to go clean it up where it's been sitting, so I got to take it to the car wash, clean the inside good out, pamper it, make it look good. Because that that Camaro is very nice. It's a show car. But I want to clean it up looking nice too, because I want to try to get the money out of it being a show car. And so sometimes you got to take time with fixing things, but sometimes with fixing things you got to have money to fix things. And today that's money I don't have. I don't have that money in my pocket right now, but come Wednesday hopefully I will. So anyway, just letting y'all know the backstory there about why both of them had to have batteries. And again, now we may put the brakes on the Camaro and be like, it don't have to have a battery. You know, burn it down the road a little bit and may crank on up, get back charge back in it. I don't know. But right now I want to assume the worst, that it does need a battery, and that's going to be another cost. I try to, any more in my life, I try to assume for the worst and hope for the best. And hope just things will be a little cheaper, like, oh, okay, I don't need a battery. I just go ahead and be like, it needs a battery probably. And that way I won't be so disappointed when I have to buy the battery. I already know it needs one. Or I got my belief in my heart that probably chances are I'll need one. So anyway, I'm getting ready to be done right now. I got the outer edges. Let me show y'all this finished product. It's not completely done, but what I've got done right now, including the spider incident. Accomplishment, all that stuff, and the bucket's empty now. I dumped the bucket. I kicked the bucket. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, I'll show y'all what it looks like now. Number one, doesn't it look much better? I got most of that out. Whoops, sorry. My foot hit the tripod there. See that little area where it's got the grass? That was where that other spider, or where it's got the little shrubbery stuff. But anyway, that's where that spider was at. I'll have to get that one. Let it have time to dry. Let's stand back a little. And the parts around the front porch there, I'm gonna get that. Make it look better. You know, we can always make our mobile home look better. Get a little farther back view. And just kind of going straight back for a second. See? That makes a difference in our mobile home. Just a few little pullings of the hand makes it different. So yeah. All right, everybody, I got that done, and I'm just gonna sit for just a second. Technically, I'm getting ready to cook our pizza. We're gonna eat. Then I'm gonna take y'all to the bedroom, and I will show y'all what I decided to do with the name. And just kind of share with y'all with that. So by the end of the video, you'll see this. So there's still more to come. I just wanted to make this a little different. And wanted to get a little outside while it was cooler work done. As you can see, it's a little cloudy tonight. See the cloud up there? But I'm just sitting back. It's a rocking chairs I've got here, so just kind of sit back and relax my arms here. I don't know if you relax your arms this way, but I always got in that habit. It's kind of cool tonight, and I was going to say it's actually cool tonight, and nice out. But my head, I don't know what happened there, but it's kind of to nice. But anyway, yeah, I want to show y'all that, what I decided about his room. I had a lot of people's suggestions and stuff, and I appreciate all of them, and I decided I found something I had here still left, but I'll show y'all what it is and share with y'all about that before I leave this video. I'm on the last 2 walls of painting, so that will be on the next video. Technically is the painting, another video, different one than this one, and a few little touch-ups, because that white paint has really bled a lot through, and I still got a little bit to work due to the fact it's not to my perfection. It might be to yours. You know, everybody's got different opinions, different views. This is my home, my view. You know, this is the statement I got for what I want to do to my home. You know, there's a lot of little things around here I got to do. You ain't seen nothing yet. And people ask me, the reason why I wasn't being easy on that wall, I had some people come back and kind of, I'm not going to say it was a bad comment, but it didn't sound very, it wasn't mean, but just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't sit with me. But, and again, I'm nice to everybody, so I appreciate any comment. I try to reply nicely back. And so anyway, the reason why that I was just not doing that, because I'm thinking about putting laminate down. If I don't put it down before I get his bed up and stuff, my son's bed up and things, and computer desk, then I'm going to, I've got some laminate here. I've got 2 or 3 boxes. Last time I went to Menards and bought, some materials. And so anyway, I didn't need, I may have enough for that room. I'll have to get it out and start putting boards out and see if there's actually enough for the room. So I may not keep the carpet. So that's kind of what I'm saying. I have a long story. And if I have to keep the carpet today, I may not have that carpet in 6 months. So that's the reason I don't care if a little bit gets on the carpet. I know I did that. And, I may be a blonde, but I still know I did it, and I'm not trying to be messy. So that's kind of what the comment was about. And, oh, you're just getting that everywhere. You're not taking precaution. I know what I'm doing. I mean, I appreciate the comment. I appreciate you informing me, but I do know what I'm doing. Then the reason why I wanted to bring up about those bills is because I had people asking me several times like I was lying about my Jeep battery and Camaro battery. No, I'm not lying. I explained to you the whole thing just now. I'm a for real person. I'm as honest as you're going to get. I'm very for real. I just get on here and speak about my life and speak the truth. I'm getting used to it in front of this camera, y'all. At first felt like I was talking to myself or something. I felt weird. When I first started YouTube. Now anymore, I've just got to I talk to the camera. I almost pretend the camera is y'all, that I can see y'all, even though I've never met none of y'all. But I can see your heads in my head right now. So when I'm talking to the camera, I have to have it in my head I'm talking to y'all out there, to other people. Now it's not making me feel weird. It's kind of normal to talk to the camera. Where it used to be, I would look at it like, I don't know what to say. Hi, everybody. What else should I say? That's how it used to be. Now it's whatever, I can just sit back and chat. And that's the way I wanted my YouTube to be realistic. I wanted to be real about it. I wanted to give my life, the story of what's going on with me, fixing up my mobile home, giving me a tour once in a while of a mobile home. Maybe if me and Caleb decide to go, and we ain't, so please don't think that right now. I don't have the money, not the extra money, but if I decided, Caleb, let's go to the Smoky Mountains, I might share that with y'all. And again, we're not going right now. I don't know what a month from now brings, but today we're not going, so please don't think that. Right now I've got some issues that I got to take care of financially, what I was telling you. So anyway, that's kind of, yes, it was weird that both of the batteries went out. Jeep definitely battery bad. Camaro's possibly bad. But I just look at it that way because I like to go ahead and just get the financial thing in my head and be like, great, just get it done. But if I found out that Camaro does not have to have a battery, that's a blessing, I see. That's going to be $100 I'll save that I could spend on paying on a bill. But I'm not going to get that bill paid off till I sell one of these, start to sell these vehicles. And then I'm going to use my vehicles to get out of debt. So I just wanted to let everybody inform everybody about that before, explain if you're new here why I was talking even about it in the first place. I did say something here on it about it in the first place, and I probably shouldn't have. So I don't know. I just felt like I felt like y'all are my friends, and I could be real here to y'all. So maybe I shouldn't be so real. Maybe I shouldn't be so open. I don't have a husband no more to talk to. I feel like I don't have as many friends out there in the real life world. So, I feel like y'all are kind of like my friends. And so I wanted to share things with y'all, or so I thought, before hateful people started getting back at me and stuff that I ain't done nothing. But anyway, I didn't want to draw off this. I just wanted to explain. This is the only video I'm going to talk about like bills and things like that. I just want to explain, though, it kind of had to do with my vehicles. Yes, I'm selling them. Yes, they both need, I'm not lying, they both need brake pads. Possibility of the Camaro. Jeep, definitely. But again, I like to look in my head thinking, well, yeah, they both need it because the chances are the Camaro possibly does need it too. And I'd like to just go ahead and have the big old worry and forget it. That way I don't have to worry later. I can just be surprised and be like, great! It does not need a battery. That's $100 in my pocket. What a battery cost us. So anyway, that's the reason I'm sharing that with y'all right now, because of people's comments. And, I want everybody to know what I'm about. I'm the real deal. And I want everybody to know what I'm about. So anyway, I want to cook this pizza. I may show you the finished pizza looking, if y'all have seen the Tombstone pizza. And then we're going to go on to Caleb's room. And I want to share with y'all. I'm very excited too, because I'm using some of y'all's suggestions on what to do next. So that's the reason I want to share it with y'all on here. So I know this video is getting kind of long, but there's a reason. Because I had a lot of things to do today. So let's see a pizza. You'll see it after it gets done. I've got to wait about 25 minutes because I got a preheat oven. Cook the pizza. So what will be just in a split second will be like a good 20 or so minutes. Then I want to eat, show you the pizza, eat. And then we'll go to Caleb's room. And let me show you what I took for the recommendation of what I'm going to do. Okay, see you in a second. All right, everybody, look at how this Tombstone looks. Look at this grease on it. Now that's pizza, y'all. Now that is a pizza. Yeah, look at that grease. It's got some grease on this one. I love Tombstone. And one thing I like about it, if I get close enough, hang on. See the little pepperonis on it? It ain't focusing very well, but yeah, that even makes it better. Let me show you something else too. The brownies I cooked. Here we go. Look how good. Look so good. And I have tasted one when I was cutting them up. Look how good they look. Y'all, don't that look delicious? Betty Crocker. Yep, that's Betty Crocker. I just looked in my trash can. I ain't gonna pull it out because look at there. It's a brownie on the bottom and cookie on top. Chocolate chip cookie on top. Very good. So we'll have that for dessert. But I cut them all up, put them in a container. I have a Rubbermaid container with the lid deal on it. But first, we're going to get started on some pizza. And that's dessert. I'll see y'all in the bedroom after I get done eating. And that way I can show y'all what I'm going to do in my son's room. All right, everyone, we're in my son's bedroom. And I think it kind of shows it on the camera. I'm not sure backwards. But anyway, my husband had made this for Caleb and when he was little. And it's very special to us. So I want to keep it as it is. So anyway, I have some rubber windowsill. It's self-stick stove. Anyway, what I want to do, what I had recommended by a fella YouTuber here is, what you can see, here's the stick. Oh, sorry. Right here, here's the peel and stick, which I'm not pulling off yet. And hang on. To frame it, kind of similar to this right here. Put a frame around it and keep the original color and frame it against this. So that's what we're going to do real quick. So I want to get a bottom start, and I'll wash the wall later on. So let's see how this does. So I'm going to put a frame a little bit around it. Not a big one, just a small one to cover all the lettering. That way I don't get no paint around it. So I want to cut it off about right in here. Okay, so let me get my scissors here. Let's take a cut. This don't have to be perfect, everybody. So if you're saying I'm not using measuring tape and all that, no, I'm not. So I'll go ahead and suggest that. Okay, gotta do the peel off of this. And it's, hang on just a second. There. Peeling each one off so they'll stick. And as you can see, this is how this stuff does. It's rubber seal, which I want to put somewhere on my commode too. I gotta, there we go. And I'll pick that out of the floor in a minute. So I want to get it even as I can. And again, hey, this don't have to be perfect. So what I'm doing is just kind of making it look like a frame. So I'll need a chair for the upper part. So the next one I want to do, I want to have stand up a chair, y'all. Oh. So I want to make the top, can y'all see? I want to make the top here and connect it with the end. So I want to finish it up about right in here. So hang on. I don't know how much you can see this on video, but here, I could move my chair down a little, that way you can see it a little better, maybe. Whoa. So let's go about and right here. So I'm gonna cut it off right here at the bottom. Okay, and now peeling, do the peeling stick. I'll get that out the floor. I'm just letting it drop on the floor because this video is kind of getting long, but I wanted to show you what I was going to do about this. Okay. Just trying to make it look like a frame there. Now, go on this side. And I'm gonna get, hang on. Right there, I gotta get a little closer. Oh. So I'm gonna start on this side at the top. Okay. What? Okay, I'm gonna make it just a little long, and I can always trim that at the end. It's gonna take about every bit of this. So, let me set that down. If I get it a little long on the end right here, on this, that's fine, I can cut it off. I'd prefer this part to be a little longer and too short. So, get the peel and stick off. And I'll show y'all the finished product when I get completed here. Whoa. I need to get some more of this stuff. I like this. Decorationable. We'll see. And I don't want to risk of damaging this. What I've got in my son's room here. I don't want to risk of at all damaging this. And so, yeah. Now I'm leaving that for a reason. Lapping. That way I can try to get it straighter in a second. Because I'll start at the bottom of this. And that way in case, okay, it's gonna need about that much. So cut it off right here. I need the scissors. And the first person that gave me this idea, thank you. Or anybody that gave me this idea, thank you so much, because the more I thought about it, the more like, you know, I could see that working, you know. And so, yeah. Okay. Oh, need the scissors. I gotta get down and get them in just a minute. Because I gotta cut that little piece off. You know? And almost done. There, not bad. And let me show you the finished product. And out of bought trim. This is how much I've got left. But let me pull it back here. I want to straighten up the camera because I got it tilted so y'all could see everything. So let me do this. And voila. I like it. I'm going to wash a little bit around it. So what I'm going to do, I framed it. I want to keep the same paint color, just kind of dust and wash off a little bit. And so anyway, to give you a full idea, of course the wall is going to be white. And that's the frame. And if I have to, I can touch it up just a little. I do see a little crooked on that one side, and I can get it touched up off video. But y'all get the general idea. So thank you again, whoever gave me this idea. I love it. And like I said, I can touch it up a little bit, no big deal. But it looks like now Caleb's in a frame. And he can keep, it can be original for what his daddy made for him. So thank you everybody for joining me in this video. My next video is going to be about painting. And God bless everybody. Remember, you're loved by me, you're loved by Jesus. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, say hi. Tell me what you think about that. I love it. And anyway, Hope y'all have a great night and see y'all tomorrow in the next video of Painting and Caleb's Room.